What wealth is offered to you when you feel your spiritual poverty? For there is no charge to enter the reign of heaven's kingdom. What delight comes to you when you wait upon the Lord? For you will find what you long for. What contentment floods you when gentleness lives in you? For you will inherit the earth. And how enriched you are when you crave righteousness, for you will be surrounded with fruitfulness. How satisfied you are when you demonstrate tender mercy, for tender mercy will be demonstrated to you. What bliss comes to you when your heart is pure, for then your eyes will open to see more and more of God. How blessed you are when you make peace, for then you will be identified as a true child of God. How enriched you are when you bear the wounds of being persecuted for doing what is right, for that is when you will experience heaven's kingdom realm. How ecstatic you can be when people insult you and persecute you and speak all kinds of cruel lies about you because of your love for me. So leap for joy, for your heavenly reward is great, for you are being persecuted in the same way the prophets were before you. Your lives are like salt among the people. But if you, like salt, become bland, how can your saltiness be restored? Flavorless salt is good for nothing and will be thrown out and trampled on by others. Let your lives light up the world. Let others see your light from a distance, for how can you hide a city that stands on a hilltop? And who would light a lamp and then hide it in an obscure place? Instead, it is placed where everyone in the house can benefit from its light. So don't hide your light. Let it shine brightly before others, so that the commendable things you do will shine as light upon them, and then they will give their praise to your heavenly Father. Have you ever found it difficult to see the link between two consecutive paragraphs or ideas in a passage like this? Well, I often do, and this was no exception. I mean, Jesus makes some fairly large, counterintuitive statements in the first poetic 12 verses, and then he makes this leap to talking about salt and light. Why? There are many answers to that question, and some of them are obvious, but when I began thinking about this, I realized that I had always subconsciously understood the Sermon on the Mount not to be a continuous flow of thought, but instead to be more of a random collection of Jesus' sayings, and I treated each idea as a separate entity. But the problem came when I began to speak it out, because I heard my voice sounding hollow. I lacked authenticity because I hadn't made the connection between the different ideas. And it's written as one continuous piece, so they must be connected, right? So I began to ask myself the question, what is Jesus' thought process here? And as I asked the question, I began to see a beautiful flow of thought and reasoning emerge from the text. I'm beginning to see it's all linked. Can you see it too? Read it for yourself and ask yourself, what is the link between the poetic beginning and the leap to salt and light? Keep reading, read further, and ask yourself all the time, what is Jesus' thought process? What is the connection between the different paragraphs, the different ideas, even between consecutive sentences? Remember, it really happened. Jesus really spoke it. Can you trace his thought process? May the depth and breadth of this ancient flow of thought capture our hearts in a whole new way.